Welcome back, my beautiful friends. Listen, while many Jamaicans are focused on deportations and border security, a quieter immigration change is taking place in America, which may end up affecting legal immigrants too, including Jamaicans already living and working in the United States. Thousands of Jamaicans living in America may soon face a terrifying possibility, being told to leave the United States and wait out overseas for their green card approval. Not because they committed crimes, not because they crossed the border illegally, but because America's immigration system appears to be entering a much stricter era. And for many Jamaican families, this could become one of the biggest immigration stories of 2026. A new policy direction from US immigration authorities could require many green card applicants to return to their home countries and complete the approval process through American embassies and consulates overseas instead of remaining inside the United States as is normal. Now, for years, many immigrants who were already legally inside America could apply for permanent residence through a process called adjustment of status. That process allowed applicants to remain in the US while their green card applications were being processed. But now, immigration officials appear to be moving toward limiting that pathway and pushing more applicants toward consular processing. What does this mean? It means that people may have to leave America and wait abroad during this process. Now, for Jamaicans abroad, this is not a small issue. This could affect workers, students, caregivers, healthcare employees, married couples, and entire families who have built lives in America while waiting on immigration approval. Imagine living in New York, Florida, Georgia, or Connecticut for years, paying rent, working hard, sending money home to Jamaica, helping relatives survive difficult economic conditions. Then suddenly hearing that you may have to leave the United States and wait overseas for your immigration process to continue. That possibility alone is creating concern across immigrant communities because one of the biggest fears is uncertainty. How long would people have to wait outside the USA? Weeks? Months? Years? Would you even be allowed back in the USA? On the other hand, American embassies and consulates in many countries already face major backlogs and delays. Immigration lawyers are warning that forcing more applicants into overseas processing could create even more pressure on the system. And for Jamaicans, the emotional and financial impact could be significant. Many families, as we know, depend heavily on relatives abroad. Our remittance system is very valuable to us. Remittances from Jamaicans overseas help pay school fees, rent, groceries, healthcare, and even mortgage payments for countless households in Jamaica. So, if immigration uncertainty affects employment or legal stability for Jamaicans in America, the effects may also be felt across Jamaica itself. Now, this issue is also deeply personal for many people. Some applicants are married to American citizens. Some have children born in the United States, some are already far along in the legal immigration process. Critics argue that forcing people to leave America while waiting for approval could create family separation, financial hardship, and emotional distress. Now, supporters of the move, there's always supporters of one thing or another, say the United States is simply enforcing immigration laws more strictly and returning to what they believe was the original intention of temporary visa. But regardless of political opinions, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. America is tightening immigration policy again. Not only illegal immigration, but legal immigration pathways as well. And that really matters greatly for Caribbean communities, especially Jamaica, because migration has been one of the major paths to economic opportunity for many families. For generations, Jamaicans look to America as a place where sacrifice and hard work could create stability and upward mobility. But immigration systems around the world are changing, my friends. Countries are becoming more protective of their borders, employment markets, and national systems. And that means Jamaicans, both at home and abroad, may need to think differently about the future. This moment should also force an important conversation inside Jamaica itself. How can Jamaica create more opportunities locally? How can the country strengthen entrepreneurship, technology, digital industries, education, and investment so that young people feel less pressure to migrate for survival? Of course, people will migrate for various reasons. It's not always economic pressure. But if immigration doors continue to become narrower globally, then building stronger systems at home becomes even more important. Of course, Jamaicans have been called by the Prime Minister himself to return home. To be fair, legal experts say not every green card applicant will automatically be affected in the same way. There may still be exceptions. Legal challenges, of course, is going to happen, and court battles over how these rules are implemented. But the direction of the USA immigration policy is clearly shifting. And for thousands of Jamaica abroad, this story is not just about paperwork. It's more about family stability, dreams, sacrifice, and uncertainty about what comes next. But this is a developing issue that Jamaicans everywhere should continue watching very carefully. All right? It's a story that needs to be watched because policies can change through courts or future government decisions. It's always best to verify directly with USCIS or a licensed immigration attorney. Until next time, my dear friends, be on the watch, but let's keep talking about building Jamaica. One Jamaica, one people, one vision. See you next time.